So you got a lot of stuff, man.
A couple of shoes that I have, 3 of about 60 pairs.
You got a Kobe rookie on the side here that was staring at me right when you brought it out. How many Jordan autos do you have then?
Maybe 8.
What do you value everything at?
Probably 40.
Well, we thought, you know what? Heritage Auctions is the place to take this stuff. We travel across America, and every time I see a collector, I think, you know what? I'm less and less weird.
And the gentleman goes, well, I know where the crash site is, and I'm Mr. Heathman.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
Today we're heading to meet a gentleman named Abe. He said he has a collection that is like none other. In fact, there's multiple items that we've never showed before on Chasing Cardboard. So, I'm obviously pretty curious.
Hey, what's up? I'm Ty.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Hey,
Ty.
good to meet you, man. Thanks for having us in today.
Heck yeah, man.
So you got a lot of stuff, man. What's going on with that?
It was a family friend, probably the easiest way to put it.
So he passed away. Did you know you were getting this collection, or was it a surprise to you?
Okay, so he had no kids. Kind of like, hey, I'll put you in my will. Sure enough, well, after he passed, his brother, and he had told me, hey, there's some stuff coming your way. And I, again, took it with some grain of salt, whatever. And 6 months later, when all his goods from Japan got shipped stateside, he contacted me saying, hey, your stuff is here, it's in a garage, and it's a lot of it. I lived in Japan when I was about 14 years old, moved out there with my parents, and became a family friend over the years. Finished high school out there, so I knew him for about 5 years. He hired my sister and one of my other siblings as well, my younger brother, and just became part of the family. Came out to my graduation when I finished school, college, and was even one of my groomsmen at my wedding. Yeah, just family friend, real tight. Older guy, 63 when he passed.
Okay.
He remained in Japan as well. After I went to stateside for college, he stayed in Japan and actually moved back out there in 2015 for work. And we reconnected again. We maintained contact throughout the time, but he was able to meet my son for the first time, my oldest son. So took a bullet train out there, spent a weekend out there with him, with the family, and just developed that relationship over the years and maintained it.
So I was expecting the whole passing down within a family, collection, but hearing that it was just a family friend, that's so unique, right? Just another reminder of how important it is just to treat people well at all times. You never know what'll end up coming out of that friendship.
I'll never forget coming in, working for him at 14 years old, and being a busboy in his restaurant, and him just providing opportunities, to enhance, my life and my family's too.
So you took a truck up to Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yep. Yeah, took my truck, rented a U-Haul up there.
Okay.
Took my oldest son, who at the time was 10 years old or so, and my father drove up there. 20-hour drive or so. Spent a night there, picked up the stuff, came back the next couple days, and started inventorying this stuff, see what we had on our hands.
So put me in that moment when you walked in the garage. You saw his stuff for the first time. Did you have an idea of what it was, or were you like, oh my God?
So I had an idea it was related to Michael Jordan. I knew that much. Okay. And didn't know really the quantity of what was there. So a lot more shoes than I anticipated. Some of this stuff he had displayed in his apartment over in Japan, where it was odd. I mean, he'd have his couch, but he'd have like Michael Jordan cutouts. It was just like a shrine of Michael Jordan. And so I had an idea what was, what came with that. But to the extent of needing a 8x6 U-Haul to bring all this stuff back, kind of had my mind blown there for a bit.
No kidding.
But it felt weird too, guilty to a certain degree. Like, I don't need this stuff, right? I mean, but okay, it's here, and let's see what we can do with it.
Were you a collector before this?
No.
Of anything?
No. Nothing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and my man here, he pretty cool guy that just kind of helps me with all this stuff. He's a big sports nerd, so just kind of bounce ideas off of him. And I knew he liked sports cards. He collects, baseball cards and such. Okay. And I was like, Brent, well, what do I do? And he goes, well, I have a guy that maybe will help you out.
Can we start looking at some stuff?
Yeah. So pretty much it's broken down in shoes is probably the one big category. Okay. And then everything else, which is, signed photographs, primarily basketball related pictures, but also baseball with like Ichiro Suzuki.
Yep.
A lot of his stuff is what I have as well. So
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll follow you.
Okay, man. All right. So what you have here, Ty, is a couple of shoes that I have. 3 of about 60 pairs is what I have here.
Okay.
All right. You'll see a label here. That's more for my purposes, a little sticky note, so I can have an idea of what's what.
Okay.
All right. So like item, I don't know what's that, 60, 63.
So you itemized all these in your spreadsheet.
Yeah. Just to have an idea of what I'm dealing with.
Right.
Yeah. It's pretty sad, but that's the way I operate sometimes.
Well, look at this with the receipt, huh?
Yeah, and that's not the case with all of them. But he was pretty meticulous with the way he kept things.
So those are Air Jordan 1s?
I guess, man. Like I'd have to pull the tracker there that I had.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Primarily 9.5 is the size that they.
Which is the best size to get, right?
Oh, are they?
I actually don't know, but
Okay.
I've heard from other experts.
Gotcha.
By 9s, and 10s.
Yeah, because I'm a 10. I was like, well, I'd have kept a couple pair for me, but
Right.
Not the case here. This is
you can cram your toes into that. Come on.
probably my most favorite pair that I was able to find out about are these here.
So tell me what you found out about these.
Okay, so this is I don't know the exact name, but Jordan DMP 7. And I guess this was a pair that Nike produced.
Okay.
I believe it was for the finals when Penny Hardaway and Jordan went at it.
Oh.
They produced a pair of these shoes, and the ones Jordan was wearing.
Okay.
And then a pair in what Penny Hardaway was wearing during that game, or with the Magic colors. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Of the same shoe.
He wasn't wearing these. He was buying these as collector's items.
Yeah. And there's a couple that he wore, and you could tell that they're used. But yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd say 99% of them were unused or brand new shoes.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, he just stored this stuff in his house over there in Japan, and pretty weird guy for doing that. But we each have our own thing, right? And just Jordan fan from day one.
We travel across America, and every time I see a collector, I think, you know what? I'm less and less weird. Weirder than I thought. I show my wife, and she says, you know what? You're not as crazy as I thought.
And there's some pairs that I believe were only produced in Japan.
So how many pairs of shoes do you have?
Roughly 60-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, mid 60, maybe 65 or so.
Okay.
And primarily between 8.5, size 9 is the range of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are these 3 the most valuable ones, or the ones that you like?
Yeah, the ones that stood out to me. Let me grab another pair. I think it's commemorating when the Pistons won in 03 or so, somewhere around there.
You've done your research, man. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's took a lot of time. That's 2 years after the fact. That's when I'm here.
So if we'd have come 2 years ago, it'd have been a total mess.
Yeah, total mess, man.
So when you started digging into these, where did you go for researching? Did you just dive into eBay, or did you?
Like StockX, I believe, is one of the sites on the ones I could pull up. And it's crazy how much people pay for these things. It's pretty shocking.
Shocking is exactly right. The sneaker market has absolutely exploded over the past few decades. Known as sneakerheads, shoe collectors can be traced back to the 1970s when star athletes and pop culture icons made shoes highly desirable. But it was in 1984 when Nike partnered with Michael Jordan that the sneaker community hit new levels. Since then, a variety of entertainment artists and athletes have used sneakers as a way to define moments and demonstrate status. And then in 2015, a small startup called StockX revolutionized the sneaker marketplace and added fuel to the shoe market. The growth hasn't stopped. Nowadays, shoe collecting is as mainstream as card collecting. And the values aren't too shabby either. Game-worn versions of Air Jordans have crossed well into the 7 figures.
So you got a 12-year-old and a 7-year-old boy.
Yeah.
How much of this are you keeping aside for them? Are you letting them take some things and keep them?
Oh yeah, actually made the decision about a month ago or so of, hey, this is what we're holding on to. And actually they had to pick straws between the items that we're going to retain or they were going to give to them. Wow. And the 7-year-old won that draw, and he got the first pick of what he kept. So
what did he pick?
Michael Jordan signed baseball, Steph Curry signed jersey, and then my oldest got the Jordan signed jersey, and Ken Griffey Jr. Senior signed baseball. That's what they decided to keep, and then my wife, she wanted a signed Willie Mays ball for her own. So,
okay, your wife's got good taste.
and for me, like I'm a big Notre Dame fan. That's about it. For me to keep a couple things, and not necessarily that interested.
Yeah.
But more so for the kids and the wife. I mean, here's my office, and here, I'll take the picture down.
Oh my goodness.
Are you guys familiar with the Newt Rockne plane crash that occurred in the 30s? Are you familiar with that?
Yep.
Okay. And there's a memorial that I believe the Notre Dame club put up there for his crash. There was an ESPN College Game Day. You familiar with that, Ty? Where they have that pregame, right? So I was watching that. This was maybe 07, 08.
Okay.
And they did a special on this gentleman, Mr. Easter Heathman is his name.
Okay.
He was the last living person to witness a crash. This was 2008, 2009. After watching that, I have a brother who lived in Denver at the time. And we were here. And we said, well, let's make a road trip on the way to Denver to see if we could go see this. The memorial is located on private land, owned by a Texas rancher. I wanted to meet Easter Heathman. Okay.
Yeah.
So contacted the local county historical society. They put me in contact with somebody, and we had a date to meet at a certain place at a certain time, rural Kansas. So there, my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, driving up, trying to meet him at this location, this gentleman. We got lost. So we pull off to the side of the road, and we see a gentleman, 2-lane highway, 2-lane, rural road. We see this gentleman on the other side with his dog. And I was like talking to my girlfriend, like, hey, let's ask this guy. Maybe he knows where so-and-so usually meets people. I told him, the whole point of this is me wanting to meet Easter Heathman. And the gentleman goes, well, I know where the crash site is, and I'm Easter Heathman.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me? So, our eyes, turned up. He decided, hey, I'll give you guys a lift to the site. We jumped into his 1985 Aerostar van with his dog, took us through the pasture.
Yeah.
Multiple, cattle guards or whatnot. Finally made it to the site. Took this picture you see here, and on the way out, we intersected this gentleman from the county. And sure enough, it was like out of a movie. This gentleman from the county says, I'm here waiting for a couple from Texas to show them the site. And Easter with his hand on the door panel saying, well, they're in here with me and we already did it. And he just peels off in a gravel road, dust flying back. So it makes like a quick, we're jumping off the access road back onto that 2-lane highway.
Yeah.
And not even looking both ways, he's still gunning it and makes the 90-degree turn. And my wife and I, or girlfriend at the time, just holding for dear life. And come to find out, obviously a lot of Notre Dame people go visit the site. And he had a big old visitor log book that, dated back out until the 60s, 70s. And I think we may have been one of the last ones there because he died about 4 months later.
What a cool story.
Yeah.
So you really love Notre Dame.
It's sad. It's sad. I mean, I've been in heartache since the 1988, the last national championship. But it started 7 years old when they won it. Yeah. And to the point where in '93, after Notre Dame beat Florida State, they lost to Boston College the next week. Okay. And I was pretty pissed off. So I wrote Lou Holtz a letter saying what happened, right? And he responded.
Is that Lou back there?
Yeah, Lou right there. Yep. In true spirit, defended the team and their effort. Pretty awesome. And to the point, even I wrote him maybe 2 years later when I was playing high school football, asking how can I get faster, and telling his teams ran the stadium just to build up speed and endurance. And
So you were so upset you wrote the coach a letter.
Yeah. And then
you were a fan.
Okay,
man.
so then my 20-year reunion was this past summer.
Okay.
So my kids, the first time, my wife and kids, first time at Notre Dame, we went up there. And one of the things I really wanted them to see was the sunrise there on campus, but from the other side of the lake, which if you've seen the movie Rudy, it's where Rudy opens up the letter. Okay. So my son and I are there. Let me show you something here. At this point, my son is probably, so my wife went to UT Austin. She's a Longhorn. At this point, my son maybe leans 60-40 towards UT. Okay. So we're at the lake, it was a Friday morning, and we see this gentleman walking along the lake, and 6 foot, 190, 200 pounds, jacked, right? And I get to looking at him, and it's actually Marcus Freeman, the head football coach for Notre Dame. And busy guy, right? He's got a full day ahead of him. Waved him down, asking if I could take a picture, and graciously just walked up the knoll, got in there with my son and I, and so took a picture, mailed it to him about 2 months later before the start of the season, and he sent it back with a signature. And my son at that, midsummer, he was probably 99% Irish. Now he's 100%.
100%.
No doubt.
He's in.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Notre Dame fans, man, they have a passion that is like unparalleled with their team. We actually had a collection with Rob where he was also a dedicated Notre Dame fan. I think I might send him a few items just as a little surprise. So we got cards.
Cards, yeah.
Which I know a lot more about.
I have no idea what I'm dealing with here.
Okay.
So
these are reprints. These are not authentic.
How do you know? How do you know?
Well, you can tell just by the way they look, the white borders and everything. But if you open it up here, you can see too. They were printed in '95.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So yeah.
Easy. That's easy for me to address. Perfect.
Yep.
Here's the old high school binder there, but yeah, local area.
Okay. Cool. So never collected cards growing up, huh?
Never.
That's
so no,
amazing
actually,
to me.
let me correct. So maybe 6th grade, so 90. What would that have been? 91, maybe.
Okay.
Some guy came to our elementary school out in El Paso, told us about the opportunities with collecting cards. So for maybe 2 months, our parents would take us to the local, I guess, Dollar General or something, and bought a crap load of cards just to throw them away maybe 6 months later. So it stopped after that. Yeah.
This is an iconic year for me because it's a big part of my childhood. 96, 97. You know who the rookie was?
It's not Kobe, was it?
It was Kobe.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is collector's choice. This is like, you probably remember this. $1 a pack. You could get a Kobe rookie for $1 a pack. Yeah. This is the tail end of the junk box era.
Okay.
Right? Early 90s, like 94 is when, you got a Kemp rookie here, but 94, 95 is when they started kind of regrouping because the strike in baseball kind of, they had to reevaluate the way the card market was. This is 90 Fleer, which is awesome, iconic cards, but they're not super valuable because there's so much of it out there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so in this era, you're just looking for the key rookies, but mainly you're looking for Kobe and Michael.
Okay.
And I'm gonna guess he probably pulled Michael out.
No, so Michael's probably, he's embedded here somewhere.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so there you go. So there's a Kobe rookie. You got a Kobe rookie on the side here that was staring at me right when you brought it out. That's one of my favorite cards of all time. So this card, not crazy valuable, but it's more valuable for a certain reason. You know why?
Which one, the 45?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's jersey?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's very few cards with him in the 45 jersey.
How about these Space Jam ones? Are those anything?
They're cool. They're cool, but they're not anything crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so nothing crazy so far in these. Probably more like stuff them away. And
did they make a card of John Starks dunking on, you know what I'm talking about, the baseline move on Jordan? I don't know what's NBA.
I'm going to guess they did.
Eastern Conference, because that would have been awesome. That's one card that I'd be interested in trying to get.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to. I think he was just buying packs and sticking them in the sleeve.
Yep.
And so I'm just going to find a couple things that I think are important for you.
Okay, yeah, fair. That works.
All right, you got an Ichiro rookie. You got a Jordan baseball rookie. Okay. Hey. Ultra rookie, Kobe Bryant. The design of this set was amazing. It was almost kind of iconic in its day because it just it just popped. It looks awesome. And it's a great pose from Kobe. Like, he paid $6 for that. The thing with these cards back in the day is early technology and all the edges would start to chip. So nowadays it doesn't happen as often because of the glossy, printing technology is a lot better, but like they would chip and you can kind of, if you look close, you can start to see the chipping.
Oh, yeah.
Build a duck points all the time for that, for grading, but like he put that in a case, sharp corners, I would totally grade that thing. In a tin, this card will go for multiple hundreds of dollars.
Wow.
But like raw, you can buy it for $40, $50.
Okay. So raw is what you're talking about this edition?
Raw, ungraded.
Okay.
Yeah, like if I'm buying that, I'd give you $40, $50 for that and take a shot at grading it.
Gotcha.
That's a cool looking card, and I would do the same with the other Kobe's. So the cards, there wasn't anything spectacular. I was hoping to find something really cool to show them both. But, a couple cool Kobe rookies, a couple cool Jordans, some stuff that I think he should keep for himself, maybe even grade down the line. Can we see some of the autograph stuff?
Yeah, sure.
So this is starting the run of autographs, right?
Yeah, there's various memorabilia, primarily Ichiro, and
your pronunciation of Ichiro is making me feel like I'm a noob there.
It was fun because I was in Japan when he was still there, playing with the Oryx Blue Wave. So they had video games there back when you could play at arcades, and yeah, seeing the 44 out there and then seeing it translate here stateside, it was pretty awesome. So that's one of maybe 5 similar type of pieces that he has. Number 1, that was 206.
Ooh.
Here's another signed Jordan 1. No, I don't have the,
oh my goodness.
what do you call it? The certificate of authenticity? Yeah.
Nothing on that one?
Nothing on.
You don't have the certificate, you have the hologram serial on there.
Yeah, but not, I don't think, if I did, it was one of that. Yeah, I don't think I have that one. There's some that are certificates that I have that are loose or whatnot, but they're not too descriptive on exactly what they're representing. So I'm not sure if I have that one or not.
Yeah, sometimes it's back in here, but I'm not going to be the one to put it.
Jordan with North Carolina, last second shot.
Dang.
And there's more. The guest bedroom has, again, 8x6 trailer, full of this stuff. Primarily shoes, but there you go, Mickey Mantle.
Ooh, hello.
Which one did I give it to you, Brent? Was it Ted Williams? Okay.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
That's crazy.
I love the Mick, man. This is cool.
So for the boys, you know, it's the big baseball fans, you know, what do I keep? What do I don't? What do I don't? And just a matter of, you know, what makes sense for the space we have available and so forth.
Rare Air, a book about Jordan. It wasn't written by Jordan, but Jordan heavily influenced this book.
Yeah, I believe so.
And this is one of the few autographed by Jordan. I'm not gonna, one of 2,500. How many Jordan autos do you have then?
Maybe 8, somewhere around there.
Okay.
I think I have a Kobe signed one as well. I can dig it out. Just it'd be a matter of getting back to it. So yeah, just good amount of things. I mean,
so we had an idea of what we were coming into. You know, we had saw a couple pictures, but as he started pulling stuff out, I mean, 8 to 10 Jordan autographs, that Rare Air autograph book, some spectacular things. Even the Ichiro stuff is very underrated. The sneaker stuff, a little bit outside of my world, but I think it's gonna be more valuable than even I think. What do you value everything at? If you were to guess. I mean, you've done the research. I'm curious what you valued at.
Including shoes, right around 33 is what
33?
I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's what you think it'll sell for, or that's what you think it's valued at?
What it'll sell, or I'd say valued at probably 40.
Okay.
Taking off the top, what I would think, probably about 33.
So you take 33 for
Yeah,
it today.
for sure. Yep.
Got it. Okay.
Again, obviously did my research, my
Yeah.
uneducated research, right, with the inventory I have.
Sure.
Just trying to itemize this stuff out to see, you know, what to keep and what to, you know, maybe get rid of if it makes sense.
So this isn't our cup of tea. This type of collection's not perfectly fit for us, but I think I need to get him in touch with Tony over at Heritage Auctions, who's the perfect guy to figure out what to do with this collection. Where do the shoes fall in terms of like the bulk of the money? Was a good portion of it the value of the shoes?
Yeah, I think shoes were roughly 15, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so
Yeah.
almost half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Keeping some of the other stuff, like I said, that, you know, I want the boys to hold on to, but of what I have remaining,
I love this stuff.
Right on.
Like, as a collector, like I geek out on this type of stuff. It's not my expertise.
Okay.
I'm not a shoe guy, I'm not a sneakerhead. My thought for you today would be, let's do some of our connections over at Heritage Auctions.
Okay.
And call them up.
Okay.
And let's get this into the hands of experts and extract the most value. Out of respect for Dave and, and
100%.
for you guys, right? Like this is a U-Haul full of stuff. They're local. Would you be okay if we FaceTime them in and hooked you up with a good connection and let them take care of you?
Yeah, absolutely.
You cool with that?
Yeah, for sure.
How are you doing?
Great. And yourself?
I'm doing well. Well, so I'm here with the guy we just met who's awesome, Mr. Abe.
How's it going?
How you doing? Very nice to meet you, sir.
Likewise.
So he inherited a pretty cool collection. Not something that fits really well into our wheelhouse, but we thought, you know what? Heritage Auctions is the place to take this stuff. They're experts in their
I'd
field.
love to get involved. Yeah, it sounds interesting. Sounds exciting.
We laid a few things out for you. There's COAs for nearly everything, man, but I'm gonna let you just kind of see what's up. Field of Dreams is the main authenticator.
Okay, so it looks like the Jordan, the one on the upper right, has upper deck authentication, and the lower left.
This one here.
Yeah, that looks like an upper deck. Yeah, so that's okay. That's really good. Okay.
Good old mix. So he pulled a lot of these out of the Field of Dreams kind of bags. Not the Upper Deck one, of course, but I'm just going to keep moving through some stuff. Some pretty cool Ichiro stuff that, I don't know. What about Global Authentics? Is that a reputable name there?
They're out of business. They don't authenticate Global anymore and stuff, so
okay.
Not going to be able to do much on that, unfortunately.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Are you a sneaker guy? Ish?
A little bit, but more the game used.
Okay.
I don't do as much on the, I know a little bit of that market.
Yeah.
So that's a reissue. Would have been done from the early 2000s.
Okay. These are both?
Well, the box they're in, I'd have to see was that the original box that they came in?
I believe so. Like all these are original boxes.
Yeah, original
right?
box.
Yeah.
Yep. The dual combo set.
So yeah, those would have been a reissue. I'm pretty sure on those Jordans, because they didn't come in those kind of boxes back then. We do have a sneaker guy that I could have you talk to on the sneakers.
So all full of just framed autos and authenticated autos, kind of stacked in here. We haven't pulled it all out yet, and we can get you. He's itemized everything in a manifest.
Okay.
That we can send over to you guys.
Roughly, including the shoes, roughly about 200.
Any of the sports stuff, I'll definitely look at. As far as autographs, and we can look at the authentication of them to make sure that they're right. Anything like you've got the one Upper Deck Jordan, that's probably $2,000 photo, $1,500 to $2,000 on the Jordan Upper Deck, and then on any of the other stuff, the Global we can't really do anything with, but anything that we need authentication, we actually bring in PSA and back into our offices, and they authenticate everything.
Okay.
So, but anything with the Upper Deck, you're safe on.
Okay.
That material. They did Jordan from approximately 91, and I think they're still doing Jordan stuff. So anything with that Upper Deck hologram, you're pretty safe on.
Okay.
And anything, if you want to send me a list, there's definite interest here, though.
That'll work. Sounds great.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I knew we called the right guys, so I'll when we get done here.
Anytime, don't be a stranger.
Awesome. All right, Tony. We'll connect you guys after this, and we'll let you guys run from it.
Really appreciate your time, and looking forward to meeting you, sir.
Likewise. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate it.
All right, good stuff.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, guys. See ya. Hey, thank you so much, man.
Hey.
This is a blast.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate,
Cool. Well,
appreciate
we'll
you
stay in
coming
touch
out.
through the whole auction process,
Definitely.
and I can't wait to see what happens. And way to make a good friend, and love it, man.
Hey, thanks
Cool.
for being part of this. Thanks for helping us out, man.
Yep. So that was different. We don't normally walk into a collection and not know a lot about what we're seeing. Obviously there's a lot of things we haven't seen before, but today with the sneaker stuff, it was kind of last minute, so we didn't have a ton of time to do a lot of research. So it was great having the connection with Heritage and really hooking Abe up with somebody that's going to maximize his value and do his family right.
On the next episode of Chasing Cardboard.
I would say that I was grossing about $300 to $400 a week.
What an incredible story of just grinding it out at an early age. This is the first time a lot of people are going to see some of the stuff you have today.
What type of cancer did you have? I had a rare form of Hodgkin's lymphoma, almost 40 tumors.
He needs to get up here. This is the type of collection that Marcel needs to be at. He obviously is not doing so well. I'm speechless. I don't think I've ever seen a modern collection this insane.
Thanks for watching. And just so you know, we did find that signed Notre Dame helmet and we mailed it to Abe for his collection. Keep chasing.